Thanks for watching Blitz. I'm Brian Carter here at White County High School with Jarvis Davenport, head coach of the Lady Warriors. Coach, always appreciate the opportunity, and thank you so much for allowing me to come out here and talk about your team a little bit.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate having you.
Enjoy it, man. It's always fun to talk about your program, and you do an incredible job here. And right now, we're seeing the fruits of all the work you put in over the summer. You're 10-1 right now. I know you don't get caught up in state rankings, but you're number 2 at the moment. How's the season going? I can't imagine you would, think it could be any better than it is right now.
Well, I mean, our biggest thing is that we just try to win each possession, and winning each possession, or more the possessions than we don't, we end up winning games, and that's just a byproduct. So, the state rankings are great. Just being noticed and recognized, having you guys come here, that's great. But it's all a product of winning the possession.
Yeah, and I've heard coaches like yourself that the only ranking that really counts is the last one, right?
The last one. That's what matters.
And so I don't get the sense that this is an issue with your program, but there is a lot of outside noise with all that hype that comes with that success. Is there anything you have to tell your team or just remind them to make sure they stay grounded?
No, I mean, like I said, we just talk about it. I mean, if we lose a game here and there, then things are totally different. We're not winning. People aren't as excited. People have questions, and then that's when stuff like that arises. So we just take it possession by possession. We try to really focus on the people who are in the room at the time. When we're at practice, every now and then I tell them, look around. There's nobody in here right now.
Yeah.
Everybody else is gone. Nobody's here to tell you to shoot. Nobody's here to tell you to do. So when they pay to come and they yell shoot, they don't know what we're doing.
Right.
So you don't have to shoot. So just things like that. And I think it's finally starting to click a little bit, and they're starting to really believe a little.
Yeah, and your team is one of maybe even the number one team that, in my opinion, in terms of the depth that you have and just being able to roll in. I love when you sub in players. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 at a time. And
I'm glad you know. Some people don't.
You stay fresh, and there's not much of a drop off if there's any at all, and they're well coached. So, what can you say about the blessing it is to have that kind of talent on your roster?
Well, I mean, it's all with the girls. I mean, the girls that are here, they have made a conscious effort to be a team, and some of them probably sacrifice maybe 4 or 5 points a game here or there, or something like that, in order to be a part of something that's bigger than them. And you got to have that. My analogy that I always use is that on your car, your steering wheel doesn't seem too important because you don't think about it. But if you went out there to your car in the parking lot and the steering wheel wasn't on there, you'd have an issue. So every piece, every young lady on this team, every coach, they serve a purpose.
Yeah.
And that purpose is for White County to come out on top. And whatever we have to do to make that happen, just be the best at your role. So they just bought in, and I can't say enough about them. And I'll brag on them until I'm no longer here, or whatever happens. So.
Well, I want to compliment you again on that, because I love not knowing who your top scorer is going to be any given night. It's just awesome.
As long as somebody scores, that's all that matters.
Exactly, and I think it builds for the future while also making you better at the moment. But now you do have your 4 seniors that have done a fantastic job leading this team. Macy Shellnut's one of those. Naomi Roberts, arguably one of the top leaders on this team, and a couple more. But what can you say about the leadership of your seniors this year?
Well, I mean, we can talk about Claire. Claire Beckman, she's a really great athlete who is as humble as they come. She does not even know what she is and what she could be or become in any sport, really. I saw her twist an ankle in a triple jump and still out jump some people in the middle of it. So she's a great athlete. She finishes well with both hands. She can shoot mid-range shots. She defends just about every position. So that's a blessing in of itself. And then Chandler Weaver is just a scrapper. She's just she's one of those coaches we call dogs. She has that itch. She doesn't like to lose. She likes to compete, and she likes to come out on top, and she likes for her team to come out on top, and she's not concerned about scoring. If it's time for her to score, though, she'll knock in a shot or two. And then, like you said, Macy is deep range. She's playing really well lately. She's anchoring that second group for us, which is really big. I told her about a kid we had when I was at East Hall, Deronde Wheeler. He came off the bench and he averaged 17 points a game. And he said, "Coach, don't start me because I play better when I come off the bench." So, I mean, it just so happens that she's coming off the bench right now, and it's just she's embracing that role, and she's doing whatever it takes for White County to be on top. And it's just part of being a senior and seeing the goods and bads and everything else. And she wants goods for her last year, so she's doing what she has to do. And then you mentioned Naomi. you know, she's kind of our heart and soul. She's our hardest worker probably, and the girls will run through a wall for her. She's as nice as can be, and she'll do anything for anybody, and she'll run through a wall for them, and she'll take up for anybody, and as humble as they come. So, I mean, I'm just blessed to have that, and our coaching staff, they work so hard, you know. Coach Sullins as well as Coach Moss, they do a bunch of skill development with the girls, and some things I don't even know about, and seeing them like, hey, we came up and shot, you know, over the weekend. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's great, awesome. You know. So I don't know. Sometimes I wonder why me. I just try my best to keep things rolling.
Oh man, I love your humbleness, but you coach them up really well too, Coach. Now, one thing you can't coach is how to sometimes play in a tough environment. I know you do some things to prepare them for that, but going 7-0 at this point in the year in road games with the schedule that you have, your non-region schedule has been fantastic. What can you say about the way that this team plays on the road?
I mean, we have a lot of experience. This is the first year we've had a bunch of 4 seniors, you know, juniors and sophomores, all who have been contributors in the past, and not just coming in to try and start playing in the beginning to get some experience for the postseason. So they've been in the postseason, they've been in the fire, they've had to carry the load, they've done things that, you know, some people don't have to do. So now when they're in that situation, we can kind of talk about it. And, you know, we don't focus on the scoreboard like I said before. It's just win the possession. You know, you're out there with 4 other people. You 5 get on the same page, and y'all do the job that's need to be done, and let's win the possession and just try to win the game from there.
Yeah. All right, Coach, I'm just going to say one word because it's not even a question. Region 7 AAA. What do you got to say about that?
That's the gauntlet. That's the question. That's the gauntlet. Man, everybody's good. Yeah. Just about everybody's ranked, and I mean, we're going to beat up on each other, and then hopefully get in the state tournament, beat up on other people. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just night in and night out.
Oh man, it could be one of those situations you get down to, you know, Elite 8, Final 4, and you got 4 teams from the same region still winning. So that'd be fantastic. But I think it makes everyone stronger in the long run. But
iron sharpens iron for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting all the way down. What are the goals that you sort of laid out for this team heading into the season? Is there something that you've sort of pinpointed? Hey, this is what we need to accomplish to make this season a success, or I don't know how you word that.
Well, really, every year it's always been the same thing. You know, like I said, I was at East Hall, and we always had the same goals. And your first goal is to try and win some kind of holiday tournament of some sort. Your second goal is always to try and compete for a region title. And then your third goal is to try and win a state championship. So those are our 3 goals, and just every day we take small steps to try to reach that end. So that's really it. I mean, I know there's no secret formula. I know some people want some recipe, but I mean, it's just that simple. It's just hard work, and they put in hard work. Harder than we've ever done before.
And you have too, Coach, so congrats again on what you've been able to accomplish in this program, and I know that you're one to not rest on that success, and I can't wait to see what you do with this team moving forward.
I can't wait to see what they do.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.